douche. Come on, get up. Don't oversell it.
I'm not selling anything.
Come on, stop milking it. Make us look like a bunch of pussies.
Oh my God. Your brother, he's down again.
What is his deal? What are you doing? Every time I look over, you're on your ass again.
I had the air in my lungs, I'd scream at you.
Oh, now you're gonna blame me? Because you're not athletic enough to stay on your 2 feet?
I hate you.
All right, and we are back, and happy Cinco de Mayo to you guys. Everybody, I got my Cardinals poncho. Yep. This is from the international series, the Mexican series, the Mexico series they played several years ago. Anyway, I was one of the 6 people that actually bought a Cardinals poncho, and I bring it out once a year on this day, Cinco de Mayo. Anyway, yeah, that cold open. Red Wine Redbirds, you make it so hard on this podcast. This whole season is kind of wacky with teams up and down and all that, but Red Wine Redbirds, who are you? What are you? Your club 700 last week, and this week you're losing to Sour Grapes. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Sour Grapes, because that was a solid victory. Sour Grapes, 561. That's a respectable score-ish. To 469. I don't know what to tell you, but anyway, I envy my interns. I don't know how they figure out these power rankings week to week, but I will say, Red Wine Redbirds, you're doing them no favors. You're making life really frickin' hard for a lot of people. Anyway, let's just go straight to game recaps. I don't want to waste any time with any news and notes and other crap. Let's just stay straight with this 561 hammering over Red Wine Redbirds. Almost 100 points. Sour Grapes, I'm so happy to see you rebound. Last week was a tough loss. You snatched defeat from the jaws of victory last week, and this week you're not messing around. I do want to say that this league is always so great, and it was really nice for the Bearded Dragons to reach out to Red Wine Redbirds just to see how they were doing, after their loss. So anyway, game recap. Let's go straight to the video here.
I think you need to watch who you calling a bitch, partner.
Yeah, and I think you better watch who the fuck you... Oh, shit! Go ahead, strap that fool. Rush him, nigga, rush him. Hell, you start, yeah. Nigga, come in my hood, nigga, trying to start all that shit. Nigga, I ain't no punk, nigga. Okay, chill, nigga. Chill.
Ass in the house.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, red wine's always good for some trash talk. I guess it doesn't always work in their favor, though, does it? So let's move on, and let's take the next game. Was another 100-point-ish victory. Hashtag Bearded Dragons. Hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons. Putting it on Bat Flippin' Boys. Bat Flippin' Boys coming off a 4-game winning streak. Yeah, that came to a screeching halt. Walked around with a little bit too much swagger, and then hashtag put an end to that.
Triple H, but that happened after the match was over. There's a rock. A rock's behind Vince McMahon. Spin, look out. Boom. The rock. And the smackdown on Vince McMahon. The Rock is beating the hell out of the owner of the WWF. The Rock is here. He's still the people's champion. He's beating McMahon's brains in. Get those marshals. Where are the marshals?
Yeah, hashtag scary. Just putting up monster points. Let me see here. I should have this memorized, but I don't. Let's see. Let's look at their schedule. Hashtag has scored back-to-back weeks 678 and 677. They've been a member of the 600 Club now 3 times this season. Yeah, they're a force to be reckoned with.
I fear no man, but that thing. It scares me.
Yeah, another game here, another 600-point victory here. Arizona de Albus Blancos, our preseason number 1, 646 to 503 with Pagnazzi's Poppers. Pagnazzi's Poppers has fallen on some hard times here. Arizona de Albus Blancos is another force to be reckoned with. Maybe not quite as strong as hashtag, but anyway, some game film for you.
Troy, I think you want some of your famous beef stew.
Beef stew, beef stew, beef stew, beef stew, beef stew, beef stew, beef stew.
No, stop it.
Hey, get off her! Later, fart face. Yeah, you better run.
And we go from our preseason number 1 to our reigning champ. That's right, Hit Pitches Get Bitches had a heck of a week. And I don't mean that in a good way. It was lousy, let's be honest. Taking the loss to a bottom dweller, a new owner, a team that has totally transformed themselves in a short period of time. Started from the bottom, gets their win, 587 to 561, knocking off the reigning champion. It's a close game, sure, 20-ish points, 25 points or so. Both teams get a bonus win. Hit Pitches Get Bitches ties for the last spot in the bonus win. Well, started from the bottom clearly takes on a powerful bonus win spot. So no game film because, again, started from the bottom, doesn't have a regional sports TV contract yet, so there's no highlights. But we do have this clip of Hit Pitches Get Bitches when they were looking at the schedule and pretty much had a look-ahead week. But then things changed. Yep, things changed, and instead of a victory for Hit Pitches, we see started from the bottom celebrating.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom now.
Now, I do want to bring fairness into this podcast because we are not biased in any way, shape, or form. So full disclosure on Hit Pitches Get Bitches. This should have been a victory, right? There was a managerial mistake here. Do I say that? I don't think I do, actually. And I want the league to know also there was no managerial mistake here. We have a situation, though. Hit Pitches Get Bitches. Yeah, there was a situation. There was a crap ton of negative points. And it's not because she streamed garbage, sometimes like hashtag Lawless does. No, she started good players, but look at this. Lodolo, -7. Heaney, -15. Slayton, -23. But let's dive deeper into that. Let's look at Justin Slayton, right? Reliever. Look at that. Ouch. Now on waivers, yeah, she dropped him quick. -9, -16, -7. 3 outings back-to-back all in the same week. Move it over to Andrew Heaney. Solid player, right? Look at that. Look at those scores. 38 and 50 in previous weeks. You can't fault her for starting Heaney. There's no chance you can say this is a managerial mistake. Heaney does back-to-back shit the beds. Don't know what to say about that. And then Lodolo. Again, look at that. Last week, 50 points. This week, -7. I mean, let's not make any judgment on the managerial skills of rostering that Hit Pitches Get Bitches has. We know she came through last year. Her players just totally failed her. And we did capture, yes, I probably shouldn't air this, but one of her friends did capture her on a phone call to her pitching staff.
Yeah? We are fucking over, you fucking dumbass. I hope that you choke on a piece of concrete and literally go to hell. I will see you in fucking hell, you fucking asshole, you fucking liar, you fucking manipulator, you goddamn wish you would have played your cards right with me, you fucking asshole!
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to reveal who sent me that video, but it was one of her friends in the room there. I just want everybody in the league to know this podcast is always watching. We are cringy and creepy, and we have cameras everywhere, and we have moles everywhere. So be careful what you do and say, because you know your friends are probably going to turn on you for a little bit of cash. All right, we move on to what is both a very, very good story and also a dumpster fire of a story. Now, they're not the same story. We've got Grip It and Rip It bringing it, and they're topping Balls Deep Briskets 610 to 470. Ouch. That is terrible. That is terrible. And this is our most disappointing game of the week. Actually, I probably should have said that last game where started from the bottom, tops hit pitches, get bitches. That is our upset of the week. There was a little bit of this in the chat, you know, whose game is the biggest upset, and it certainly is not Sour Grapes. Nope. It is not Who's Your Daddy? I'm looking at these others. It's not Team J to the P. No, I look at all those things, and yeah, first of all, you can't have an upset unless you get a bonus win. I'm not giving anybody credit for an upset victory without scoring a bonus win. Anyway, but this is our most disappointing game, and outcome, I guess. Not the most disappointing game. It's the most disappointing team, and that's Balls Deep Brisket. Grip It and Rip It is bringing it. They've won 4 out of their last 5, I believe. The only loss they have in there is to hit pitches, get bitches. And that's just their roadblock. They got to figure out a way to overcome hit pitches, get bitches, because I'm sure they will see each other again this season. Whether that's because Jared is changing the schedule flippantly or perhaps in the playoffs. But let's check in with Dustin, because this is not the type of team we've seen Dustin bring to the table. Balls Deep Briskets, here's your season, right? Here's your season summarized. It's just been a mess. It's just been a total mess. I got no advice for you. Maybe it's the team name. Maybe it's the curse of Ohtani. If we look at the teams that have owned Ohtani and traded him away, they haven't done so well. They have not done so well. We had Who's Your Daddy, previously Team TNT that owned Ohtani, and we've got Balls Deep Briskets, previously named pretty much any combination of words over and over and over, changes their name every 30 days. So anyway, I think that might be... Oh, also, I think Raleigh Fingers, your sister, had Ohtani, right? So I think there is a curse. There is an Ohtani curse that's kind of bubbling around in my head. I think that might be a real thing. So Ohtani is not on the market. Let's go on to our... Oh, you know what? That's it. We did it all, right? We got hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragon, 678. Arizona Diablos Blancos, 646. And Grip It and Rip It, what did I say? 610. There's our team 600, our club 600.
I think you know where this about to go.
What the fuck? What the hell was that? No, that's not the clip I gave. No, we're not using... No, that is totally inappropriate. It's 2025, guys. We can't put that crap out there. No. Use the clip I sent. Use the clip that I sent. No, this is a family podcast. This is not, I don't appreciate your teenage little giggle humor there. Let's use the clip I did. I want all of this edited out in the final clip cut, and I want you to use the clip. In fact, play the clip that I sent you. I just want to know that you have it. Play the clip I sent. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, see, it's so much better. It's happy. It's 3 guys. They're all happy because they made Club 600. They got a beer in hand. They're frolicking. There's even a couple guys wearing jorts, right? Like to bring it down, right? To make it sort of like, yeah, okay. So use that, please, and don't use that Butaki crap. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, you have to do better. You have to do better. I mean, yeah, okay. Anyway, sorry. This is a top shelf, high class, all class podcast. So sorry about that mix up. Let's move on to the next game. And the next game is 2 of our lesser teams that aren't doing much this year. And that's Juneau Eskimos and Team J to the P. Really happy for Team J to the P getting their first win, 567 to 540. A little bit of game film.
Eu já deixei me dominar, uma fera fora da jaula, quem pode controlar? Sinto que estou mais forte, nem eu posso parar. Você não pode mais me ver, mas tem alguém no meu...
All right, excellent. Moving on, we've got Who's Your Daddy beating Raleigh Fingers Your Sister. Close game. Neither team makes a bonus win, so it's not that impressive. But, you know, it kind of played out like this.
Got the room for it, might as well. Yeah.
And the boner's down, fight!
Come on. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. What?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Break it up.
What?
You guys both have boners now. What is going on?
Wow. It's contagious.
All right, our next one is Matt's Marauders.
Optimism.
With an excellent victory over the Machine. Now, Matt's Marauders did not score a bonus win. And Matt's Marauders has been a powerhouse of scoring. But this week doesn't even crack Club 500. Don't know what's wrong. Didn't do a deep dive into the Matt's Marauders week win and a WEAK. A week 6 win, we'll say it that way. But Breaking Brad, 336. What the heck? Now, I will say that the Machine is not invincible, as we see here.
Don't you know who I am?
Excellent game there. Love the outcome. I'm not rooting against Brad. I'm rooting against any type of AI, autonomous, robot fantasy team that is in my league, right? That's it. Oh, that's it. That's all our game recap. That's all we got, folks, for you on the game recaps. Get that crap out of there. I don't want that lowbrow humor in this podcast. We're keeping it classy. What's next, guys? Yep. We got a sponsor. So let's go straight to the sponsor, a word from our sponsor, then we'll come back and we'll go through some numbers.
I'm a businessman. I travel constantly and often, and I do not have time to take showers and clean myself. The only opportunity I have is when I'm in airport bathrooms. That's why I chose the Cinco urinal shower system from Cinco. Just use a bungee cord to clamp the shower head to the urinal. Now I get nude. Don't be shy. I hope no one enters this room. Okay, ready to go. Just flush. The fresh water is redirected to create a unique horizontal showering experience. Just enough time to get clean.
All right, so we just finished April and got some numbers for you. Now, the first thing I want to do is I just want to go through player analysis. So which players by position scored the most points in the month of April? I didn't do any real deep diving into whether or not teams had them rostered on those days or not. This is just the total possible points these players would have scored. And what I got here is screenshots. You could have done this as well, but they're here now forever, I guess, of every position and the top 10 or so players in those positions ranked by the score that they generated in the month of April. So literally just the month of April itself. I'm going to put these up here. I'm not going to really talk about them. You can pause and look if you really have curiosity or if you ever want to come back to them, whatever. First things here, top 10 batters, scores by batters. Of course, Judge is sitting up there on top. This is all of the batters in Infinity League. Second is catchers. Going down specifically to catchers, these are the top 10 catchers. The bottom, there's a tie there for 80 points, so it goes more than 10. Who cares? First base. Second base, top 10. Third base. Shortstop. Outfield. Designated hitter. Starting pitcher. And you can see at the top there, it does highlight which position is being shown. And relief pitchers. And the reason some of them are grayed out are because those are our RP/SP or SP/RP. I guess RP/SP. That is actually truly a starter. So I just took them out of consideration as a relief pitcher top 10. Anyway, so that's that. But more importantly, let's take a little bit of a more analytical look at this. I don't know what this is worth, but if nothing else, it's mildly interesting. And so all of those players, the top scoring players for the month of April, well, how are they distributed among our Infinity Fantasy teams? So you'll see here on the side here, I got batters, the number of top 10 batters, starting pitchers, and relievers. And you can see there the number in the chart there just represents the number of the top 10 that are on which team. Red highlights the Juneau Eskimos and Raleigh Fingers has none. They don't have any of the top 10 batters. They have none of the top 10 starting pitchers, and they have none of the top 10 relief pitchers. And I do, when I say relief pitchers, I am talking about true relievers. I'm not talking about that RPSP starting pitcher lawless crap. Yeah, whatever. Green obviously highlights surplus, teams that have a fair advantage in those areas. I guess one of the things you could use this for possibly is maybe some trading ideas. I don't know. Diablos Blancos looks like they made a run on relief pitchers. Breaking Brad's got 2 of the top 10 starting pitchers. Balls Deep Brisket has 2 of the top 10 batters. They're not doing much with them, but they still got them. You move over to the middle, and now you're talking about the top 5 by position, right? Now we're getting more specific. Catcher, first base. There's only 4 catchers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'm sorry. Anyway, you can see the distribution there. Breaking Brad has 2 of the top 5, not 10, 2 of the top 5 shortstops. I'm sure that there's probably some position eligibility, and the machine is putting them in different positions, DH or something, right? And then you get over there, and again, outfield, because it's really 3 roster spots, is I went back to top 10. So top 10 outfielders, you see there, hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons and Breaking Brad have a bit of a surplus, not a surplus, but whatever. They got 2 where a lot of other teams have 1 and some have none. Anyway, you can take a look at that, make up for whatever it means to you. I'm going to try to do this in the first podcast after each month, just mildly interesting stuff. That's all. Next thing is going to be even more interesting. All right, we are bringing back the everyone versus everyone standings, and it is really exciting, especially since hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons has been updating us anyway. So I do appreciate that. I think the whole league appreciates that hashtag. I'm doing something a little bit different though. I am going to take out week 1. I think week 1 was a garbage week. I understand it counts, and it counts as much as any other week. That's fine. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying when we're looking at analysis and such, because of its stubby little period, I don't know what to make of it. All sorts of weird things happened. Let me tell you some of the things that happened in week 1, because this gets truly bizarre. The reasons why we don't include week 1, it's not representative of the season, just because it really was 4 days, 3 games. You've heard me say this over and over and over. We eliminate week 1, and now we go into the everyone versus everyone standings. Look at this, right? Weeks 2 through 6. Here's your everyone versus everyone standings. Bat flipping boys sitting on top. That is right. Yes. And this is none of that Saturday between 5 p.m., 6 p.m. crap. This is weeks 2 through 6, right? 60 wins. Boom. Hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons, not a surprise, sitting up there. ADB, not a surprise, sitting up there. But look at Grip It and Rip It. That's right. Little bit of hidden talent here, right? Is Grip It and Rip It this year's hit pitches, get bitches, right? Sort of hiding, in plain sight. Too early to tell. But I will tell you that I am keeping my eye on that bandwagon. I am absolutely keeping my eye on that bandwagon. Hit pitches, get bitches. I mean, last year she was the hidden beast and won it all. She's still up there, always a contender. Red Wine Redbirds, yeah, starting to sink, right? We don't know what Red Wine Redbirds is yet. Matt's Marauders, another surprise. Everybody's thinking Matt's Marauders is like top shelf. I'm not so sure, right? Sitting down here at number 7, that's kind of middle of the pack. And just one game ahead, ALDE's Sour Grapes. So I'm going to say, if you're going to give props to Matt's Marauders, and ALDE's Sour Grapes is only one game behind them in the everyone versus everyone standings, you got to give similar props to Sour Grapes. So I don't know which way you want to go. Do you want to tear Matt down or lift Sour Grapes up? But I think you got to do one or the other. And then you got all these others down here. Balls Deep Briskets, you're actually possibly looking better here than maybe some of the other stuff you've been showing. So maybe there's some hope there. Raleigh Fingers Your Sister, I had started to dismiss you, but this is also saying, you know what? Right there. And then we get down there to some of the other teams that have been struggling and making things happen on week-to-week basis, but not on a consistent basis. So anyway, what do we have? Like 8 teams make the playoffs, 10 teams maybe make the playoffs. Obviously the playoffs aren't based on everyone versus everyone, but we go deep in this league. I mean, this is, Team J to the P is kind of down there and has to turn things around. They've got their win this week, but everybody's still in for a playoff spot. So that's the good news there. But we don't stop here. We're going even deeper in the analysis.
I don't think we're asking the right question. I think the question we should be asking is, do you believe in this thing or not?
I do.
We're going to start off boring. Standard, standings, standard traditional standings. None of the bonus win-loss stuff. This is just straight up wins and losses. Look at that. Breaking Brad had their first loss this week. The Machine. They were 5-0 coming into week 6. Obviously, this includes all 6 weeks, right? Duh. We got there. We talked about Matt's Marauders looking so good, looking like a beast. We know hashtag Lola's Bearded Dragons is always up there. Anyway, look at all this, right? We don't really get to see this because the bonus wins and losses obscure it in the website and all that. But anyway, something to look at here. It's where we're starting. It's just a starting point. I have no real comment on this. But I do want to stress, Matt's Marauders sitting there at 5-1, ALDE Sour Grapes 3-3. If you're giving props to Matt, you got to give props to Sour Grapes. Or the other way around, whatever. But let's go one step further. Okay, now we're getting into something. Again, now we're returning to 2 to 6, weeks 2 to 6. Week 1, we're throwing it away because it's that odd scoring, odd duration, number of days and games crap. So through weeks 2 to 6, we got our wins and losses. This is actually now incorporates the highest score each team has made in weeks 2 through 6 and their average score in weeks 2 through 6. In fact, this is sorted on average score. You can see the gray shading there. That tells you what column I shaded it on. So we're seeing that, and you can kind of compare that to what the wins and losses are looking like. And then next to that is the average number of next to the average score to the right of it is the number of weeks the team has scored above their average. And then next to that, the number of weeks that the team has scored below their average. I know we've played 6. It only is 5. Again, weeks 2 through 6. The red, Breaking Brad. This was a big discovery, I think. Breaking Brad was 5-1. Their highest score was 645. Absolutely commendable, right? That's a respectable high score. But look at that average score. Their average score was only 531. League average for weeks 2 through 6 is 530 points. Breaking Brad is averaging league average. 5-1, but only scoring 431 points a week. I don't know what to do with that information. I'm just passing it on to you. What else is interesting in there? Oh, Matt's Marauders. Look at Matt's Marauders. Average score 576. They're 5-1. They've got a lot of 4-2 teams. 3-3 Sour Grapes kind of in the hunt there. So anyway, you know, this is a little bit of a revelation on Breaking Brad. Maybe not the machine, maybe not the team we thought they were, or at least if you're looking at the standings. I also think Matt's Marauders might not be as good as a lot of us have given them credit for. Not to knock you down, Matt, because you got a hell of a team. I'm just saying, you know, these things aren't runaways. These things are not runaways by anybody. And ALDE's Sour Grapes is certainly looking better than their record, right? And that's got to be something optimistic there for ALDE's Sour Grapes, and for anybody who's beaten ALDE's Sour Grapes also, right? So anyway, but
Thank you, and I just got one more thing to say.
we don't stop there. No. Here, we also want to look at the opponent's scoring. So what has everybody's opponents been doing? Because, you know, if you're playing low-scoring opponents or your opponents just aren't scoring, your wins are diluted. So here's what we got. Again, in the middle there, the average opponent's score, shaded, that's where we sorted on. So this is sorted based on each team's opponent, right? Also included in the very middle, average score. That's the same as we saw just before. That's the average score that each team scores, average opponent score, and then just for shits and giggles, the highest score against them, and then who scored it. So Team J to the P had hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons scoring 677 points against them. It's just something kind of fun, and basically maybe it's like bulletin board material or something. I don't know. Anyway, again, league average, 530 points a week, right there below Bat Flippin' Boys. And then that red at the bottom, Breaking Brad again, right? Opponents aren't scoring much against them. Or, you know, those wins might be diluted quite a bit. And the highest point total against Breaking Brad is 501 points. Everybody else, with the exception of ALDE Sour Grapes, everybody else has had at least Club 600, Club 700 scored against them. So that says something. And then you look down there at Matt's Marauders and hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons, and they have even less points by their opponents. So, you know, we look at the standings and we look at all of this stuff. There's a lot of hidden data in here, and Breaking Brad might not be the team we thought they were with the standings being undefeated until this week. Hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons and Matt's Marauders look like they're not playing anybody, or at least who they're playing doesn't put up many points when they actually face these two. Anyway, again, just information. Do with it what you want. I thought it was interesting, so I thought I'd throw it out there. It is Power Rankings time. Oh, snap! Damn! In the Power Rankings title sequence, a reveal. I love it, guys. I love it. That was like the greatest kind of redemption arc ever. Like, yeah, I was upset about the Club 600 video that you guys thought was so cute, but this, I don't even know what to say. Like, that was brilliant. Brilliant.
I really hate you. I hate you so much. I really, 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 really hate you. But I love you. Mwah.
All right, so let's get straight into the Power Rankings. And we have no Basement Gang. Did I say that already? I don't remember, but we have no Basement Gang. Robotic autonomous AI generated or run Infinity teams cannot push us into the Basement Gang by scoring below 400, and everybody else was good. So we're moving on. No Basement Gang this week. We're just going straight to number 5. Not wasting any time. And at number 5, slipping a bit, but still holding in the top 5, Matt's Marauders. That's right. Matt had a win. It wasn't particularly impressive. Didn't even get the bonus win, but still got hope for Matt. Even with some of that scoring analysis and all that stuff, we got to see how it trends. But right now, Matt's looking like a strong team. And actually, not that the Power Rankings gives any credit to this, but given that Matt auto-drafted last year, this is a kick-ass team. All right, let's stop talking about Matt. No more Marauders. Moving on. Number 4, holding steady for another week in a row. Bat flipping boys. Yes, bat flipping boys took a loss, and they didn't score a whole bunch of points, but they're still looking good. They lost to hashtag. No shame in that, of course, right? Yeah, anyway, doesn't matter. I'm but the messenger. My interns, they have the hardest job in the land. I do not envy, guys, I do not envy their job at all. Mostly because it's unpaid. But nonetheless, I do not envy their job. And remember, once again, I am but the messenger. All right, moving on. Number 3. Who's it going to be? A lot of churn. I see the whole list right here. There's a lot of churn this week in the power rankings. So far, we've seen, Bat Flippin' Boys held steady, but Matt's Marauders fell. And what happens here? Well, we saw Red Wine Redbirds fall out, right? Given a little title sequence. Again, great job, folks. Now we're moving up to number 4. No, number 3. And number 3 is, you've seen the data, Grip It and Rip It. Congratulations for your first entry in the top 5 this year. Well deserved. We've seen the data. Clearly, Grip It and Rip It belongs in the top 5. Number 3, don't know, but, take it up with the interns. Coming in at number 2. Who's going to be number 2? Last week, number 2 was Red Wine Redbirds, and they fell. So everybody needs to pay attention to that you can actually fall from number 2 out of the power rankings. All right, number 2, strangely enough, bouncing off the bottom, meaning number 5, the bottom of the top 5, Arizona Diablos Blancos returns to number 2. All right, and that leaves number 1 being again, hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons. He is going to be a hard one to unseat. We got to hope for something going on in that team. He's just been having just unbelievable performance from his players. Whatever he's doing, he is motivating those guys to just go out there and just kick ass every week. Anyway, that's it. That's the power rankings. I don't know what else to say. Good luck to everybody this week. I am playing the machine, I believe, so not going to wish you good luck, but since you're basically a AI robotic thing, you probably don't care. Anyway, good luck to everybody. Hope everybody has fun. I will see you in a week. And before we exit, I just wanted to say happy birthday to hashtag Bearded Dragons, who had a birthday last week. And happy birthday to Balls Deep Briskets, who I think has a birthday next week. Anyway, we'll let that take us out of here. See you next week.
My version of the birthday song, Natasha. Happy birthday. It's your birthday today. What does that mean? I guess I'll try to explain that 21 years ago on this day, it was the first time your parents saw your beautiful face. And 9 months before that magical day, your dad probably took your mom out on a date, and they were having a good time. They were dancing and drinking wine. And when they got home, they were horny as hell, and your dad threw your mom down on the bed, and he tore her panties off, and his penis was hard as a rock. And then your mom really wanted to give your dad head, but your dad also wanted to give your mom head, so they formed a 69, and your mom came at least 3 times. And then your dad was so excited to get inside your mom that he forgot to put a condom on, and when he realized his mistake, he had ejaculated and it was too late. And then your mom got pregnant and your dad started crying. He wanted your mom to get an abortion, but your mom wanted a child. And 9 months later you were born. And then 5 Happy birthday, Natasha.